Hello, it's Justin, and I'm going to be going over dynamic dialogue within Wise itself. Dialogue in Wise is very confusing and an ambiguous area for any sound designer looking to use it. So, what I've run into as a problem is within Wise itself, the dynamic dialogue system is actually kind of confusing. There's no real tutorial on how to use this because it is outdated and this whole screen has changed from what it used to be. So what I've learned is using this is so confusing that it's not even worth your time. So I've been looking at different things on how to make this work appropriately. A couple of things that have been suggested for me are using a giant switch. This was my approach to it, and this was this is an approach that I found to be useful, and I think it works. Um, I've had it work in the game, and I've also had it work just outside of it. So for the most part, it's working. Is there a better way to do it? I'm not sure currently, but I'm looking into that. So what I've done is created a switch for every single voice line that I have, and this is a test switch that I'm gonna show you. So what I would have done was, here, I'll even delete it so that you guys can see what I went through to make this work. So I have a test switch for simplicity. So I've got my test switch. Now with this test switch, I'm going to, not events tab. I'm going to go here where I have my dialogue assets folder. Now within this dialogue assets folder, I have my actor mixer container with a switch container. This switch container controls all of the dialogue in the game. Under this switch container is random containers for every single line within the game. These containers hold voice files. Some of them actually have more than one voice file within them, so it's multiple takes. So that's why they're all in random containers versus only one file for each one. Gives a little bit of variety to the game, and also allows for more dynamic dialogue within. So what I would do is create, and again, sorry, I'll create this now. Create a child random container, make a test switch, and now within this test switch, this is why this is also a pain in the butt to do. Within this test switch, what I'm gonna do is take it, find my test switch assigned object, and drag that into here. Now doing this for about 70 lines of dialogue is actually a pain. So this is what I would do to get one line of dialogue to work. Now this seems like this is a lot of trouble for one thing, and I'm going to go ahead and delete this as to not deal with it later on. It seems like a lot of trouble, but the way that I've done it is very intuitive and helps the audio programmer to understand, hey, this is actually probably the easiest way that you could have done this. What I've done to supplement this dialogue, because dialogue in games is very unique as the fact that you want to hear the dialogue, so you have to attenuate everything else. So what I've done is under the master audio bus, I've sent this switch, this actor mixer to the dialogue sub bus. This is a new audio bus under my master audio bus, and the music is attenuated by 30 dB at the moment that a sound is coming through the dialogue bus, and the sound effects will be attenuated by 10 with a 1 second fade back in time. And the easiest way to understand how this works is select the bus that you want to attenuate other things, and then create an insert for that bus, and create an insert for the other two buses or other three buses, whatever it ends up being for you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and demo what I have for dialogue, and so that you can see how the attenuation works, how the switch works, and how it works within the game itself. So just bear with me, and here you guys go.
This could go one of two ways.
75% of crystals collected.
Who doggy?
Approaching destination.
Thanks, Gimbal.
All right, so that is a quick demo of how I would go through, select, and this is very easy for me to do because I can just scroll and you can see, go through every single line. But that's how it would be selected within the game. Within the lines of code, they would say call this switch with this voice, and so that's how I would that's how it's approached, and it's very very simple and very very easy for the programmer to say, I want this exact line. And the reason that this will work so well is because I've created spreadsheets for my game programmer, and within those spreadsheets he's able to go through, look at exactly which line of dialogue he would like to choose, and then within that line of dialogue he's able to say, I want this one and I want it to say this. And so there's no confusion between me and him on what line is actually which. So I'm going to show you what I have in terms of my spreadsheet for that. And here it is. This is spreadsheets of Sam Ward 01, and as you can see, that will be this, and that will play.
Thanks, Gimbal.
And let's go back to the spreadsheet and see if that is correct. Thanks, Gimbal. So that is how simple and intuitive this can be. But the sound designer, on the sound design side, you will have to put in a little bit of extra work to make sure it works and make sure all lines are getting called correctly. Also balancing the voices, which I'm going to be doing next, and making sure they're correct and within the space is another hard thing to do. So hopefully within this next week or so, these will be put into the game, and I'll be able to show you a profile build on how that works within the game. And so yeah, that's my approach to dynamic dialogue, and I found this to be the most useful way to do this, again being that this dynamic dialogue tab does actually not work the way that it was intended. So hopefully I can look into that more and see if there is a way to make that work. If not, I'm not going to waste my time, and because I have a way that works right now. So yeah, this is my approach on it, and I've also been given a different approach to it, and that could be using a parameter. So let's say dialogue parameter. This way works too. I've found there to be an issue with it, that I'm currently not sure why there's an issue with it, but the selection of the line kind of is very ambiguous when you're using a parameter for some reason. I will get back to you guys on that and see if I can find a better way to fix this. But say if I have 70 lines, 0 to 70, I can say choose this and this. Yeah. So choose this parameter and go and choose which number you want. But that in turn also just makes the numbers of the switches not even matter. Like, you won't be able to say which character is actually which character. You'll have one be a line. So instead of having a character definition plus their line number, I will only have line number, which can also be very confusing to the programmer, and the entire situation can get confusing. But this way does work as well. So yeah, that is my approach on dialogue, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any questions, please contact me, and I will be uploading some more stuff within the coming weeks. Hopefully I'll get my profile build so that you guys can see it.